So I wanted to give a rebuttal on that. Basically, this individual comes to the defense of Iavasa and claims that what he has seen in the video, if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my Sancocho series. I do videos basically giving evidence and exposing certain individuals that have public platforms on YouTube and TikTok and whatnot. And I go through why they are sancocheros, what they do is not legitimate and is to be avoided. Quote in the comment, "We are to live in Iwa Pele," which is good character, "before anything. I'm not seeing that in this video. I'm seeing a man defame another." I commented back. I did not get a comment back, but I just thought it would be an interesting video. I want to address this. So I commented back and I said, among other things, I said, "What exactly in my videos is objectively incorrect? What did I show in this video of the Sancocho series video that I did of her and the organization? What did I show in that video that has any actual validity in La Regla de Ocha? Is playing the Australian instrument, that long tube, that horn thing to a person's throat chakra, is that lukumi? Playing a triangle tuning bell over a person's head for their crown chakra, is that traditional lukumi? I mentioned that I do provide evidence from these people's own social media and websites. So everything that I present in my Sancocho series is from the sources that I'm covering. So I'm not making things up. There is no slander. Basically, this individual believes that I'm defaming the person, and it's slander. It's not slander if it's true. Okay? Slander is just straight up making things up about a person without any evidence, or twisting the evidence to suit your narrative. But I show, this is not lukumi. Does this look like lukumi playing Australian instruments to Ogun? Does this look like lukumi having eleguaces and echus that are basically like Michael's arts and crafts? I have a quote here by a pastor. I like to watch a lot of Christian YouTubers, a lot of Christian things that I watch. So this is a quote from Pastor Mike Winger. He has a wonderful, wonderful YouTube. And he, in regards to calling out false prophets, false apostles, people that just make up bullshit. They like your Benny Hinn's, people like your Kenneth Copeland's, people like that. He says, and I thought it was very much applicable here, to anybody that says that, well, what you're doing is wrong, you shouldn't be calling out people all the time. He says, the rebuke must be as public as the endorsement and support that they receive. If we cover things up or even allow these people's reputations to remain intact, we continue the lies that have been propagated against the victims. And we need not implicate ourselves in our silence. That's a wonderful, wonderful quote. Mike Winger, check him out. I'm calling out this public organization. I call out Iavasa. I call out the Witch Angel. These are people you could look up. I call out the Baron. I call out Priestess Osset. And there's others. Check out the Sancocho series, El Conquistador Sancocho series playlist. And I have them all there. It's not just one. As public persons, as Iavasa and all these other people I've mentioned, as public persons, public organizations, public businesses, these individuals that are public persons are subject to public scrutiny. Just as much as I am. I myself, I know slander. I understand slander because I have been the victim of slander. And I use that word victim lightly because I don't like to make claims like I'm a victim, oh poor me, poor me. But this is talking about history. So coincidentally, right after leaving the house that I was made ocha to, suddenly things out of nowhere pop up on the internet. El Conquistador is a gay palero that scratches people and he has a house. Completely out of the blue. No one's ever come forward saying that I ever scratched them. I've always said I have no god kids in any capacity. I've got no god kids at all. Palo, ocha, nothing, nothing, nothing. And as I've always stated, when it comes to a person's sexual orientation in the eyes of God, it doesn't matter whether you're straight, gay, bi, trans, non-binary, and everything else that's under the umbrella, because we're in 2024. And I tell you what, it doesn't matter to God and your spirits what the hell you are. Of course, the caveat, you have to be a straight man to play anya, or to be sworn to anya and to play anya. You have to be a straight man to be a babalao, an olo, to be initiated into ifa. And of course, there's the belief that you have to be a straight heterosexual male, female to be scratched in palo. But there are indeed, there's gay houses, there's people that are bi, that are scratched, or people that will scratch a gay person. There's caveats. That is slander, saying El Conquistador is a gay palero who goes around scratching people, because it's completely unfounded. This, what I do in my Sancocho series, is show via the evidence that's given by the people, by Avancet, by her own Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, and I present it and I say, I can't speak on Isheshe Lagba, but if this was done in a Lukumi, if she tried to pull any of these stunts in Miami, try to pull any of this in Hialeah, in Cuba, in Brazil, and I would argue even Nigeria, because this person was saying that this stuff is, I've seen groves in Nigeria. Yeah, there's groves in Nigeria, but shit is done legitimately in Nigeria. It's done differently, the same way what's done in Cuba is done differently than it is in Brazil, and differently than how it is in Trinidad. But if E.F. Vincent and any of these people that I've mentioned do what they do, and they take that to a predominantly Orthodox Ocha community, Ifa community, and they would be laughed out of town. Notice that the communities that these people thrive in are communities of the ignorant. Notice the greatest sancocho is done in Mexican areas, in Black Southern American areas, and where just in general, those are the that I see. Those are the two biggest communities that are involved in this sancocho. In this case, you know, Ia Van said she's a white lady. She happens to be apparently an Ianifa. A person's color of the skin don't mean shit, and I've said that time and time again, and I will go to the grave saying your sexual orientation doesn't matter, and the color of your skin doesn't matter, your background doesn't matter. So it's just a coincidence that this white lady happens to be hawking bullshit to the people. What I see is bullshit. And you can check out the video yourself and tell me if what she does in that video that I show, if she did that, if what they do were done in front of actual credible santeros and those properly initiated in Ifa Ocha, these people will get ran out of town. But they do it in areas where it's full of people that are not a part of that community, that don't know any better. Ironically enough, Ia Vasa's organization is in Florida, and the most orthodox Ocha and Ifa it used to be New York back in the 60s, 70s, and then by the 80s it was all about, Miami. But ironically enough, her organization is in Florida. It's not in Miami. The Ocha Mecca. It's not in Hialeah. We're another Ocha Mecca. It's not in New York City, the first Ocha Mecca from the early 60s, the South Bronx. She does it in the middle of the woods somewhere in Florida. And yeah, so that's, I can't state that enough. She'd be run out of town. But I asked this person, yo, J Jefferson 8393, what in my videos have I shown that's objectively incorrect? Not a damn thing. Everything that I show in my video, I show as evidence towards the video that this is sancocho. It's bullshit. It's not me defaming her. She's defaming herself. It's evidence that they are defaming themselves. They are showing that they are not credible nor reputable sources to learn of Ifa, Ocha, Palo, and whatever else they're toting off to be priestess of. Because a lot of these people, a lot of them claim to be initiated into multiple things, and no different than Iavasa, who's apparently, and she's, I guess, initiated in the Iamis. I don't know. She's initiated a bunch of things, just like Priestess said, and they wear the little Egyptian medallion. The bear, all these people, they claim the witch angel claims to be initiated in the 21 divisions, but she's also with the Intergalactic Federation of Aliens, and she does chakras, and she talks about Ocha and Odu and all this stuff. They always seem to be a jack of all trades and master of none, but they claim to be a master of everything. So if I'm gonna get any flack from my videos about it's slander or it's defaming a person, I did a response video with the witch angel that I'm a horrible person because I did a video on her. But I presented the information. I'm gonna need a whole lot of evidence, because as far as I'm concerned, everyone that gets initiated in Iavasa's house is illegitimate. And no, I don't know the ins and outs and what goes on in that household. You don't know all the secrets. This person said you don't know. They're not going to give out all the secrets. I've seen enough to say, you know what? If this is all the stuff that she shows publicly, I can only imagine what she does in her apparent cuarto de Ifa, behind the curtain, if there is a damn curtain. Because she claims Isheshe Lagba and that she's in Ianifa, but her husband was made Lukumi style. By an actual Cuban Oluo, a reputable one at that. And then the wife is in Yanifa, but then she got, I guess, she somehow made, I don't know if she got made Cuba style or she got made Nigerian style, but Cuba style, there is no such thing as in Yanifa. And women cannot see Odu. And so how are you making Ifa to yourself? And how are you making Ifa to gay men, which that's another thing their organization claims that they're proud of. I don't know. But as far as Cuban Ifa, Cuban Ocha, what she totes off as legitimate and valid is not legitimate nor valid.